Hey, I'm Nour.
And I'm Julia, and you're watching the Mltpodcast.
Yo, what is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mltpodcast. I'm your host, Irvine.
And I am Ashton. Thank you guys for joining us. Why don't we start off with your role within 3C and what your Cohen is?
I'm the account manager at 3C, and my Cohen is when you doubt your power, you give power to your doubt. It essentially means that when you doubt yourself, you give power to your doubt. So when you doubt yourself through anything that you do, then you're essentially doubting yourself even more, and it just goes into a cycle.
No, that definitely makes sense. How about you? What was yours?
I'm Julia. I am the lead designer at 3C. My Cohen is everything is realized in the process taken to realize. So that basically means trust the process. So you have your goal and you'll achieve it while trying to achieve it. So especially for like a client project, if we know the end result, but we have to go through 100 steps, we have to do all 100 steps. That's the process. That's the steps taken to get there. Yeah. So it just kind of keeps reminding everyone just to kind of keep going. No matter what you're stuck on, just keep going. You'll get to the end result that you want.
Yeah, I definitely agree. People make big goals for themselves, but they don't realize that they need daily goals in order to achieve that bigger goal.
A lot of people get overwhelmed with the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And it's all about just kind of breaking down to daily small steps that you can achieve daily.
Or even getting stuck on like a certain part of the process, and they're like, oh, well, I can't achieve it now.
Yeah.
So
it's just not about giving up.
Yeah, so did you guys go to school for what you guys are doing right now? No, what did you guys do during school?
So I did sociology and a minor in gender studies.
Yeah.
So I did not expect myself to end in marketing at all.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, maybe I'll do social work or be a lawyer was like my end result. But then my cousin knew Ian, and then that's how I landed the interview, and then that's how I ended up in marketing.
Ian's the CEO, by the way, for those who don't know.
Yeah, Ian is the CEO.
Ian's the CEO.
So, I mean, it worked in my favor that she knew the CEO.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I had special treatment, but...
And how about you?
I went to school for graphic design, so I wound up in my field. My program does an annual grad show that the graduating class organizes, and I didn't see anyone, or I don't remember seeing anyone, but Ian, you weren't there yet, right?
I wasn't there. I wasn't
3C went to my grad show, and they took my business card, and then this one emails me. She's like, it's so nice to see you, or so nice meeting you. And I'm reading the email, I'm like, I never remember meeting a Nour. So I'm like, a Nour. Yeah, so, yeah, I got the job through my program's grad show, which is...
That's super dope.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I prefer working in a smaller agency just because it's more tight-knit. It's more like a family and you feel like you're contributing. While working in a bigger agency, you might feel more like just a number or person that could be replaced by anybody. What do you guys like more, working in a small agency or in a big agency?
I would say a small agency. I mean, I obviously don't have that big agency experience, but just kind of like what you're saying, like I feel like as soon as you become a big agency, like even from reviews that I've read of larger companies, everyone's like, you work until you're dead.
Yeah.
And like no one respects you. You don't move up. You can't do anything. You're just stuck in your one role, and that's it. There's no growth. There's no nothing. Right? I mean, at least here, like we literally do everything. We don't have a job description.
Yeah.
We just do what needs to be done.
Yeah, which I like also. I mean, I like working in a small agency. I was just talking to Ian actually about this today, and I was like, I like that I can contribute. I like that I can go to meetings. I like that I can interact with my clients. So I like that aspect of working with a small company.
Yeah.
And I like how our culture is like family oriented.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you guys have like a dream agency that you guys want to work at, or is this like...
Other than 3C, of course.
Other than 3C.
I don't know.
I really don't know yet.
Yeah. You know what I would want to work at, or what agency I would want to work at? It's an agency that works with nonprofit.
So like helping animals and stuff?
Yeah, maybe animals, but more, I would say more based on people.
Okay.
So some sort of like charity or something like that, like World Vision as like an example, but I would definitely want to test out that field for sure.
So being at 3C and having so many different clients, what would you say is like your favorite work that you guys have done so far?
Definitely Toronto Luxury Suites.
Yeah.
I feel like that was my first client that I took over. I was at the pitch, we presented, and I worked closely with Julia to create the website, and yeah, I would say that was my
So you were there from
biggest
like, the
accomplishment.
start.
From the start.
Yeah.
Like the first pitch, Ian was like, "No, you're presenting." And I was like, "What do you mean I'm presenting?"
On the ride over.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah.
With like no information about
No information. I had a presentation that I created. I was like, "Ian, did you look it over?" He's like, "Nope,
You're presenting.
you got it." And I'm like, "Got it. All right."
They kinda-
Got in there. I was like, "So these are your competitors, all right?" Going in, Ian's like, "Yeah, you got it, Nour." I'm like, "Do I got it? Do I got it?" So definitely that's like my greatest accomplishment.
Yeah.
And I really like working with them. The CEO and COO are amazing. So they're fun to work with.
I think I want to agree with you on TLS.
Yeah, because you did some amazing work with them.
Yeah, that was like the first client that I was really, really proud of my work and like really proud of what we accomplished.
100%.
100, like,
Every client that we show the work we've done with Toronto Luxury Suites has been like, "I love that.
Yeah.
I love what you did there."
Yeah.
So I
'Cause,
really
like,
like that part of it.
the other ones, like, I was still really learning my place and like getting the foundation of the company and like how to really excel.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like that one is where like we really started taking off.
Yeah.
So
That's dope.
yeah.
So Julia, you being a lead designer, what does your creative process look like?
So step one is to receive a brief from account manager or CEO, and I usually just grab a scrap piece of paper and just start doodling and just sketching out, scribbling out ideas, just kind of organizing my thoughts. And then once I've got a solid foundation, then I start looking at competitors and like especially if we're doing something with like TLS, like I'll see what are their competitors doing, like how can we not match it, but even like make it way better. And to do a little bit of visual research and competitor research, and then I just start experimenting, put my headphones in, just start going.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I'll come up with a product that I like, and then I'll show Nour, Ian, Ashton for review, and then like the final like 15-20% is just all collaboration with everyone's feedback, making it what it is.
So like while you're looking up other people, do you kind of look at the other trends that are happening in the design culture right now, or you kind of just do with whatever works for them?
I want to say what'll work for the client.
I feel like you do both.
Yeah, but I make sure that there's influences from current trends, at least, that'll make the designs relevant.
Makes sense.
So, because each client needs something very, very specific, but I think in order to appeal in today's markets or like today's groups, you have to have current trends because that's what everyone's expecting, and you can only go so far off the mark before you'll lose their interest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, while I do design kind of what they want specifically, I think it's important to include the trends just to keep it relevant.
So where do you get your inspiration from?
Dribble, I go to quite a bit. Web design, there's a couple of web design websites that I use. Awards is one of them.
She comes to me.
Nour.
I give her all the inspiration.
She's my associate creative director. And honestly, I use Pinterest quite a bit because they have a lot of crowdsourced links that they go to other design websites that I'm not even aware of. But yeah.
So Nour, seeing how this was your first job and like not even in the same realm of what you went to school for, how did you like transition from doing sociology, you said, to managing clients?
So to be honest, when I first started, I knew nothing.
Jon Snow.
So, what did you say?
Nothing. Just go.
So I knew nothing from when I first started, but it's all through learning. I don't even think if I went to school for marketing, I would be prepared for a job like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I'm doing so many different things that I think that it's all learned. You know what I mean? So like I learn a lot from Polly, who taught me a lot. Ian teaches me a lot. PJ, Julia.
So it's just about doing it. You can't like read a book and let it
Yeah, because like my boyfriend Adam did marketing, That's what he didn't do like a background in that, but he did commerce at Queen's.
Yeah.
So like they learn a lot about marketing, and he was like, I don't know anything that you're talking about.
Really?
Yeah, because they do more of the foundation of marketing, right?
Okay.
So I feel like it's all about learning and being like pushed into it. And I feel like Ian's like really good at that, because he'll just be like, okay, we'll figure it out. And I'm always
just
like,
toss you to the fire.
but then it's like you gain a process for that after that, right?
Yeah.
So no, I think it's all about learning.
And that's part of
and
the
experience.
plus of working at the company
Small
that we're
agency,
at.
yeah.
Like, if you don't know, you are just thrown into the fire
Yeah.
and you're figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you have no other choice but
Yeah.
to figure it out, and then when you do, you know for next time
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's like a good thing about small agencies. I feel like big agencies would like have no time for me. They'd be like, shut the fuck up about the answers
I feel you on that.
and all the questions. Like, I don't know why you're here.
Yeah.
But I feel like Ian is really good at being like, okay, well, you just started. I get that you don't know that much. Let me teach you, and then go figure it out on your own after that, right?
Yeah, that's a big thing with like smaller agencies. They're more understanding of like
100%.
mistakes and learning, and like they won't just cut you off right when you like fuck up.
And I feel like that's Ian's foundation. It's like, it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You learn from them.
As long as
like,
you
don't
learn,
make them. Yeah.
As long as you learn, it's okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't keep making them, because then Ian's going to be like, wow. Yeah.
Are you in charge of like hiring new people at 3C?
I think I'm part of the process for hiring. I think when we hire someone, it's always about culture. So when we hired Ashton, Polly met with him. She was like, this guy's perfect. He fits our culture completely. So then I went in, talked to Ashton. I was like, holy shit, I love this guy. And then Julia, because she's the designer, she would be working with him.
Who am I, right?
Yeah.
Who am I?
No, but I'm
Why
saying...
am I important for this?
Sorry. Let me backtrack.
Okay.
I accidentally double booked.
So, the real story. Nour didn't answer Ashton's email confirming his interview,
Still came though.
and he showed up. So I answered the door thinking there'd be one person, but there was two.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Polly had to interview Ashton. I interviewed the other guy. But yeah, and then I interviewed you after.
Because we were like, Ashton's amazing, but Julia had to have the final word on him.
Yeah.
And she was like, yes, let's do it. And then...
And then Ian met him.
Those are kind words for you, man.
I'm gassed right now. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's funny. So what do you look for in like these resumes that come in? Because I'm assuming there's like a lot that come in.
In all honesty, when I look at a resume, I look at their background. So I'm like, have they had like work experience? Do they write a cover letter? I didn't think I would look at like if they wrote a cover letter, but I feel like they're way more invested if they have a cover letter written.
Yeah.
So I'm more likely to interview them then. And then I feel like their background. But I feel the biggest, I think, thing that they can do is when they come in. I feel like that's the biggest part of the interview. It's how well they interact with us. Because I hired a lot of people for Toronto Luxury Suites, and I've kind of got into their culture and what they are looking for. So whenever I hire someone, I'm like, well, they fit Toronto Luxury Suites culture. Even if they have like an extensive background, I feel like it doesn't even matter. What do you think?
What stood out on yours was that you put a joke on yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, that was it. Because like with us here, we have to be able to laugh at ourselves and just kind of just say fuck it at the end of the day. So that honestly, that art director joke like was what really sold it for everyone. But background, meh. I mean, for me, it's just purely portfolio, and that was it.
So what makes a good portfolio then?
What I look for in a portfolio is attention to detail, and I think that comes out with the layout, even just the content that's written in it, and how the overall pieces are presented. I also look for a variety of work, as I'm sure everyone does, but to see that they're capable of trying new mediums and new avenues that may be outside their comfort zone. I mean, even if you've done something that is after school, after work, just like a passion project, if it's great, why not include it in your portfolio, just because it shows that you're capable of doing things that you might not normally get the chance to do. What I don't look for is an 80-page portfolio that highlights every single step you took, but it's just more of a
Concise piece.
yeah, a concise piece that really showcases what you aren't afraid to try.
So real quick, what advice would you give somebody who's trying to break into this kind of industry for like an art director or designer?
There is no standard. I think that was something that through university, I was trying to find the standard of how to make the perfect portfolio, like the perfect resume. Like, there is no perfect portfolio or perfect resume. Like, find your brand almost and how you want to express yourself and make that come to life in your work and how you present your work.
And how about you for like account manager or any advice?
Oh. Well, I don't even know what to say about that. What advice would I have for an account manager if they were applying to another place?
Trying to get into the industry.
I think it's stay with your passion. If you fully believe in something, stick to it. Because I feel like a lot of people come in, they like have the standard of what they want to say. I'm organized, I have this, I can do this. I feel like that's so basic now in the industry. Mm-hmm. I feel like people that step out of the box and come in with a different perspective, especially in account management, I think that's what really gets the attention of whoever's hiring you.
You have to show your personality right from the get-go, rather than trying to be this like robot that has all the good answers during the interview.
Exactly, because I feel like a lot of people right now are looking for something that's exciting, something that's different. Because everyone's going to come in the same response. Oh, I'm organized, I can manage all accounts, I've had experience and all that stuff. It's like, when everyone's like, oh, if I have a university degree, I'll for sure get the job I'm looking for. Yeah. Now that's like, doesn't make the cut anymore. Yeah. It's whoever's different.
I hate when people say that.
Yeah. It's like, at this point anymore, that doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's like, what can you say that makes you stand out?
Exactly.
So I know that one of the girls that was applying for an account manager at 3C, Ian was like, oh, I really liked it because he wanted to look for a spot where they can have their interview. And he was like, I'm really curious at what people will say. And one of the girls that really stood out to Ian was like, I know that you really like art and I would love to take you to go paint and really get your perspective because I know that's where you're the most creative. And I was like, that's a really good risk, right? Yeah. I'd be like, a coffee shop.
Yeah, that's what I'd be like, Starbucks.
Yeah. But I think that really changed my perspective. So if anyone ever asked me that question, I would definitely research the person that I'm going to go interview.
Yeah.
And be like, okay, what is the area that you're most creative?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that even, like, her answer even ties back to what I was saying, just even, like, with designer, like, be as different or take risks as much as you want because it's gonna pay off.
100%, because if someone looks at a portfolio that's very similar to everybody else, they're gonna be like, oh, well, this looks like everybody else.
Even, you know that guy that delivered the box of donuts as his resume? Have you guys seen that?
No, it's not.
Are you kidding? So everyone throws out everyone's resume nowadays. So this guy dressed up as a delivery man and hand delivered his resume attached to a box of donuts to the guy he wanted to interview with. And was like, most people throw out your resumes, but mine will end up in your stomach. And then he got the job.
That's cool.
Like
I would give someone that job.
That type of personality and that type of risk is what you need in any industry, like in any department now.
Yeah.
If you want to work at 3C, bring a box of sushi.
We like sushi and pizza.
No pressure. I'm just kidding. So I really think right now is like stepping outside the box of what everybody else is really doing.
Yeah.
Because then your resume won't stand out. There's probably 500 people that are applying to this job. It's going to make you stand out.
Okay, so let's move on to our main topic now. We're going to talk about cheating. So for me, I'm like really jealous if I see my girlfriend looking at somebody. What are you doing?
Terrible.
I'm not that jealous. I'm joking.
Probably is.
Low-key. Anyways, let's move on. What do you guys define as the start of cheating?
I would say texting.
Yeah.
But like not just like, hey, how are you? An emotional texter.
You know when there's that emotional attachment. Exactly.
Like, I miss you. I wish I could see you tonight. You look so hot that day or whatever. Not passing up.
So wait, what if you see this girl texting your man that way, but he's not texting her the same way? Is there still a problem?
No. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I'd feel like I'm mad at her.
I'd be like, who's this bitch?
You're making him delete her now?
No, I'd approach the girl, not the guy.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
That's a good. I don't know if I would do that. I think I'm like, I think I speak. Yeah.
Right.
I think I speak way.
Can't fight with the guy, fight with the girl.
Send her like pics of yourself. I'm kidding. I don't even know if I can confront the girl because I'd be like, ooh. I don't know. I feel like I'm like always too scared to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'd be like, why the fuck is she texting me like this? What did you say to her?
Okay.
Not that I would spin it on like the guy, but I would spin it.
It's like, why is she so comfortable texting you like that, knowing that you have a girlfriend?
Like, did you ever call her out being like, well, you can't talk to me like this, I also have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
And I would definitely like make that clear. I'd be like, do you say you have a girlfriend?
So now.
Smack you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So, what if you guys are like hanging out and he leaves his phone somewhere and you see that somebody texted him? Are you looking through that message or are you leaving it there?
Honestly, I feel like I respect him enough to, well, depending on the person, I respect Adam enough to be like, okay, I trust you. But I mean, if it was someone like I've never seen before texting him, and I could see the message and it was like, you know, when like comes up a preview, and I saw some explicit shit.
What if it's like, you know how you could hide the message
Yeah.
on an iPhone? Like it just,
It says the name though.
it says the
I'd
name,
ask
you don't
him.
know the name.
I'd ask him.
Yeah.
I'm nosy enough where like if someone's phone will light up, I'm like, oh.
Who's texting us?
I hate when girls say, who's texting us? I hate it so much.
I know.
Oh my god.
I do it to Julia.
I'm
Julia's
so
texting
nosy.
someone. I'm like,
she's like, oh, who are you texting? I'll be in the corner giggling. What are you giggling at?
Oh
This
my
one.
God.
Always. It's so
yeah,
bad.
the nosiest person ever.
Yeah.
But I feel it depends. If a girl was texting him, but I saw that name come up often, I'm questioning for sure. But I mean, like, if it was like once in a while a random girl, I'd probably stalk her on Instagram, you know, get a feel of who she is.
Is she a threat or is she not a threat?
Is she ugly? Is she pretty? No, I'm just kidding.
So what if it's like 1 o'clock in the morning?
I'm taking his phone, throwing it out the window, and telling him who the fuck is that girl.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Don't put this in the
If
podcast.
he got a text at 1 in the morning,
Being like, hey, are you up?
Are you up?
She gets a 1 o'clock.
I don't know. I'd be like, oh, cool.
You're not gonna
Really?
address it.
I would be cheesed if my girl got, are you
Yeah.
up at 1 in the morning?
I don't know if I would. It depends. Like, if I felt like Adam like had something going on with this girl, I'd be like, who the fuck is
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, no, I'd probably get pissed.
like his ex?
I know. I'd
Are
get
you
pissed.
up?
An ex girl.
Yeah.
1 in the morning?
100%, I get
That's
pissed.
booty call hours.
I get pissed.
Yeah. I feel like it's different when a girl texts you, are you up? I feel like it's like an emotional talk. You know?
I need to talk to someone.
Yeah. I don't think it's like, are you up? Let's have sex. You know what I mean? I feel like it's like, are you up? I need someone to
I'm
talk
crying.
to.
So now, would you be fine with a girl going to Adam to like vent?
Yes, I'd be fine with that.
Okay.
I feel like if I got to an emotional place where she's like, I miss you, like, I love speaking with you, I feel like that, I'd be like,
That's
well,
too far.
Like,
It's too
I
far.
can't wait to see you. No.
Yeah.
No.
So what's like, what is too far? Like, what would make you break up with this person?
I don't know if I would break up. I feel like it would be more of like a confrontation. I'd be
Right.
like, what's going on? If I felt like he was cheating, then I would break up for sure.
I
I don't.
wouldn't. Yeah. Sorry, finish.
I was just gonna say I don't think I would tolerate like cheating. But if he was like talking to someone, I'd be like, what's going on with this?
So if you caught him like emotionally texting someone else, would you leave him or would you like talk to him about it first?
I would leave him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if he was to do that now, in the future, they always say, one to cheat, always to cheat.
Yeah. Okay, that's true.
That might not be the exact expression. Something similar. Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when they're emotionally texting someone, then something's not right in the relationship.
Right.
And like
Was-
even if they like apologize, oh my god, I'm so sorry, like it happened at this time, I was in a vulnerable spot, I feel like mentally like they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Men know what they're doing.
100%.
When you're cheating,
100%.
men know what you're doing.
You want to hear a really fucked up story about cheating?
Yeah.
So my cousin hooked up with a guy, and he was like, anyway, they like hooked up, and then her girlfriend wrote on his wall, being like, "Hey, miss you. Like, can't wait to see you." And he was like, "Oh no, my girlfriend's like still attached. Like, we broke up. Like, she's my ex, but I don't want to delete it off my wall because I don't want her to feel bad." And I told my cousin, and I was like, "Layla, that seems pretty fucked up. You should probably confront him." And she's like, "No, he said he would show me the text messages from them." And I was like, "Did you see them?" And she's like, "No."
So she's falling for it so far.
Yeah, so listen to this. So we go to Cuba as like a group of like 20 of us, and then we went to the 5-star restaurant because they have way better food, and we had a 3-star restaurant which was not food at all.
With no salt.
Nothing. No.
Yeah. That kind of
Like,
shit.
nothing was good.
Yeah.
At all. So we went to we would sneak into the 5-star. Anyway, so we saw him there with his girlfriend.
Wow.
There.
It's like a random trip. You guys
Random
planned it
trip.
without them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we see them,
What are the
and then
chances?
we're all drunk, so we're all like, "Oh, haha, should we cause drama?" Obviously. Yeah. Of course we should. We tell the girlfriend, and she's like, no, what the fuck you talking about? So then 2 girls are getting in a fight. The guys are just fucking fighting everywhere. And then the girlfriend messages her 2 months later being like, hey, is what really happened? And she was like, yeah, like, I'm really sorry that happened. Like, I feel bad. I didn't know that you existed, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, 5 girls confronted her.
Wow.
And he said, you're crazy. Stop believing what they're saying.
That's
If one girl approached me,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Out here. Like,
5 girls.
wow,
Eh?
that's
5
crazy.
girls
That
approached her.
happened. I was the other girl for a while, and then I found out he had a girlfriend. I'm like, went on Facebook. I'm like, hey, FYI, I've been seeing your boyfriend for the past couple months. Like,
Yeah.
didn't know you existed, but
That's real.
here's everything that happened. Like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
And she lost it on me. She's like, stay away from my boyfriend, you jealous bitch, and like just lost it. Stayed with him,
Yeah.
and then like 4 months later, I bumped into at a party. She's like, did that stuff really happen? Yes. Yes, it did. I'm so sorry.
That's interesting though, because in both of your stories you told the other person.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I didn't believe it.
No, but like, why would you feel the need to tell that girl?
Because, like, if that was happening to me, I would want someone to tell me.
See, I've been in a situation where my friend didn't tell me to avoid a fight with her boyfriend. And I didn't know for 6-7 months. I was devastated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that actually happened after the first one. So I did the first one just like, hey, you need to know. Like,
Yeah. I would do
it's just
it.
an honor. I don't know. It's an honor thing for me. Like, a guilt thing. I
Fuck
felt
that
guilty.
guy. Who gives a
know.
shit about him? If he's
Like,
a piece of shit to
sorry.
cheat, then obviously I'm gonna be like, well, fuck you. Tell
Yeah.
the girlfriend.
So what if it's your girl playing a guy and the guy is your friend? Would you tell him?
I'd talk to the girl. I'd be like, you're fucked up. What are
I
you
would
doing?
make her tell him. I would make her tell
Yeah.
him.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of a friendship, I'd feel like that would just get
It get very messy.
very messy.
Like, what if you're just like out one night and you're drunk
And it
And
just
shit
happened.
happens.
Shit happens, but
Adam used to always ask me that. He's like, what if I was blackout and I did it? I was like, okay.
That's
One,
not an
don't even bring that up to me.
excuse.
2, I don't know if I would, like, I feel like when you're blackout, you know what you're doing. Like, that's a
No.
lie. That's a lie. I just said that and I was like, no, I retract that. Because, like, I'm like, I have no idea what you're doing. But, I don't know. I feel like drunk cheating is also just as bad. Like, I feel like I would still get really mad.
yeah.
But I don't know if I would break up with them.
Really?
Over blackout.
See, no.
cheating.
Drunk cheating is you want to cheat when you're sober.
Yeah.
You're interested, but you have the self-control not to.
That is very true. I'm on Julia's side because when I get drunk, I call my girlfriend if I
Yeah.
want like attention and stuff.
That's
Yeah,
so true.
no.
I do the same.
Attention.
You lose the self-control. That's all.
You see, this is my thing. He's fucking making fun of me because I'm saying if you're like
Because
out,
Ashton's
you
a
want
good,
attention.
loyal boyfriend.
Say that again to the camera.
Ashton's a good, loyal boyfriend, Kritika.
Hi, Kritika. August 29th at 7:30. Ashton is a good boyfriend.
So okay, flirting. If you're like out, do you think flirting is cheating? Like when you go out, do you flirt with other guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, is it no or is it yes?
It's like, no. Yeah.
Yes, I flirt all the time.
Okay.
I want to say no, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Right.
And yes, I flirt. But like I think it's
No.
harmless flirting. Like I know that you like I'm sure you have a different perspective on what flirting is.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Like, flirting is something that's natural and that needs to happen. Like,
It doesn't need to happen.
I just think it happens. Like, I know, even if you don't mean to flirt, I just think it
That's
happens.
fair.
Yeah.
But if you go in the situation like I'm gonna flirt with this guy,
Yeah.
that's something else.
Yeah.
really?
Now you're
I
on the
said that
fence?
yes, but I'm like, I don't know. Because I feel like when you're talking to someone,
Yes, I agree with you.
you know
but-
you're flirting. You're like, oh, I'm being flirty. But it's like, okay. But I know nothing's going to happen.
But like, there's a difference between I'm gonna walk up to that guy and flirt with him.
Yeah.
Then you're just at a party and then you just have a conversation with
Yeah,
somebody.
I
There's a
agree.
big difference.
I agree.
I feel like flirting
There's a
in
different
sense-
intent.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're flirting with like if you're talking to a person, like a friend or something like that, I feel like that's different. But if a guy comes up to you, he's talking to you, and then you start talking to them, flirting a little bit, like talking to them, but then you're like, oh, I have a boyfriend. I feel like that's okay.
But like,
But then that
It
ruins
kinda
everything.
ruins it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it kinda
because
ruins
then it's
it.
like if I'm hitting on you and you're like, oh, I have a boyfriend, I'll be like, Yeah, somebody. I think I got.
Oh, I got a call.
Yeah.
But some people don't even care. They're like, it's fine, just don't tell him.
Yeah.
People are that
Let you
fucking.
have friends.
My favorite is, I just want to be friends.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
There is not a
can't have
single
friends?
man that walks up to a girl that just wants to be her friend. I can tell that as a fact.
Hey, one time I was so drunk at the Matty a while ago, like we talked forever ago, for some event for Adam, and these two guys were talking. Anyway, they bought me a shot, so I was like, ha, whatever. I ended up giving one of them my number as I was like, oh, whatever. I honestly didn't think
I
of it.
remember this.
He called me, texted me, and I told him, stop calling me. I was like, you need to stop calling me. Like, he
Oh my
fucking
God.
texted me on WhatsApp.
Really?
And I was like, this is getting really weird. So I said, stop texting me. He's like,
God.
we're just friends. And I said, yes, I get that. I don't want to be friends with you.
Yeah.
Stop texting me. And he said, what do you mean? And it was getting really creepy. I had to block his number on my phone.
That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
Those are nice.
Okay, I went to Montreal, and I was flirting with this guy at a bar, and then like a couple weeks later he's like, yeah, I'm coming to Toronto. I'm like, I really don't want to see him. So he comes to Toronto. Stop answering everything.
Yeah.
But oh my God, that was I don't even know if I was in a relationship at that time.
Now, if you go out, do you think giving your number out is good or bad? Being
Bad.
in a
Bad.
being in a
Bad.
relationship.
Bad.
Why?
Because I feel like then you're intending to text a person, you know? Like, I feel like it's, like, harmful at that point.
I'm private with my phone too.
Yeah.
And it's just a level of intimacy. Just having that. I know it's only a text message, but like that level of communication. Yeah.
I feel like because I look at it as if Adam gave his number to a girl, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, well,
same.
what are you expecting from that?
What
Like, it's
about
not a
his
friendship.
Instagram?
If he's
Just like,
DMing girls?
Just add me on Instagram.
Whatever.
That's so fun.
I feel like Instagram depends. If she starts
Yeah,
DMing,
honestly, Instagram is just as bad as the number
Yeah.
because you could DM them. You could like, it's even better if you get an Instagram because now you have context in which to talk to them.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like,
That's
oh,
true.
I could relate to a photo that you had. Now I could talk to you about that photo, and now we could like get this ball rolling. You know what I mean?
and it's, I guess you can block someone on Instagram, but I feel like once they start DMing you, it's private. You can't see that. I feel like it's more shady than texting.
I feel like for guys, it's not as bad as you guys think it is to get somebody's number, because if I'm going to flirt with a girl, it's like getting the number is that end goal, and if I didn't get it, then it's like super random. How do I end off that conversation? You know what I mean?
But when you're flirting with that girl, when you want to get her number, do you want to ask her out? Like
No, it's like
But
you
then-
could get all these numbers and not do anything with them.
But then why get her number if you're not gonna do anything with it?
exactly.
I don't know. I feel like you just it's like
Not just
Do you think it's a confidence thing? Because I feel like guys, this is an overgeneralization before anybody attacks me on this, but I think that guys, I don't know if it's like in their nature, but like I feel like you guys love competing and like going to get that girl
competition.
and being like, I got her, even if it's
Yeah.
like to do nothing with.
Yeah.
It's being like, I got that girl's number.
I'm capable of getting that.
I'm the
of
hottest
doing
shit ever.
I think girls do the same thing too, though. You don't ever talk
disagree.
about like.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I agree.
it. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Girls talk about like, oh, look at this guy who texted me, or this
Look
guy
how
came
many
up to
drinks
me.
I just got. Look
Yeah.
how many. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like that's also like I feel like we need confidence from that. And I know that our like boyfriend girlfriend should be giving us that, but like sometimes it's just nice to have
It is nice for like someone else
to come up to you and be
Yeah.
like,
Exactly,
oh, I want
yeah.
your number, and you're like, what? Who, me?
Now, do you tell your boyfriend that, or do you tell your partner that?
no.
What?
That you got someone's number. Or so you.
No, that you got hit on.
No.
No way.
Adam tells me when he gets hit on,
Yeah.
and I'm always like, oh, haha, and I
Yeah.
just like don't really care.
Yeah.
But whenever I get hit on, I don't tell him because I feel like I'm like telling him to get a reaction out of him. Why would I want to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you tell the
it's a
person-
story.
But I feel like you tell them, be like, oh yeah, I got hit on. Like, you're lucky to have me. I don't know what, because like,
No.
well,
I think
what,
that Adam doesn't do it for that reason, does he?
that's what I feel like he's doing it for. That's why I don't tell him.
Okay,
Because he's always like,
okay.
oh man, I got hit on like so many times. I'm like, are you trying to tell me you're too good for me? Because like, bye.
So why do you think he tells you?
Because I feel like he's like, oh, like, I got hit on so many times, like, I still got it. You know what I mean? Like,
See-
I feel like it's like, why would you tell someone that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't see the point in it.
For
There's a
me,
word now, sorry.
no. I feel like I'd be hiding something. But like that, I'm too honest of a person. It's like, oh my god, this just happened. I have to tell everyone.
I have to tell them right now.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah,
I don't every single time, but like
Yeah.
depending on what happened, I probably would.
If it's like a creepy guy or like if he's being excessive, you would tell him.
Yeah.
But if it's just some guy like, hey, you're cute, that's not necessary.
Yeah, I don't see it necessary.
No.
Unless it's like something really fucked up. Like one guy
Yeah.
told us that, okay, so I thought he was part of the Jays because my friend was like, oh, that guy was part of the Jays team. And I was like, whoa.
Really good.
And I accidentally turned around and I pointed to the wrong guy. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, you played for the Jays? And he was like, yeah, I did. I was like, this guy's sick. Can I get tickets? Like, what's going on? And he was like, yeah. And my friend's like, no, not that guy. The guy that's playing in the basement, like the DJ. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, why are you lying? And he's like, I'll buy you and your friends a meal, like dinner. And I was like, okay,
Deal.
down. I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
So I took him. And then he was like, yeah, I have an 11-inch dick. And he showed us a picture.
Oh yeah.
At the end.
Yo, you showed a dick pic?
He showed a dick pic. He was like, what's your best quality? And me and my friend are like, oh, I don't know. And he's like, mine's my 11-inch. And we're like,
Oh my
we're like, what? And
Yo,
he's like,
where are you going?
my 11-inch dick. I was like, the Drake.
Oh, the Drake?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's funny how guys, I've like talked to girls, not have like brought up a conversation, but girls are always saying how like dick pics do nothing for them. But guys continue to just send girls pictures of their penis and it does nothing.
I honestly feel like it's a confidence thing as well. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I have a big dick. Here's my dick pic. 'Cause it's
Yeah.
not like if you have a small dick, you're going to send a pic.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I guess it depends on the guy.
I don't even know why people send dick pics. Like, not.
I don't know.
It's not
couldn't tell
aesthetically
you.
pleasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speak for
Gotta get a good angle. Yeah.
Speak for yourself. I get the lighting right, put some makeup on.
Oh, jeez.
Photoshop it. You're right.
I'm done.
Okay, so have you guys or would you take a guy back after he cheated on you?
No.
Under no circumstance.
No.
No, I've done it before, and no,
Bad idea.
bad idea. Never.
Was it like over a couple of years or like same year?
Whole thing was 2 years.
Like something happened, you guys broke up for 2 years.
No. Broke up for like a month.
Okay, that's not enough time.
No.
Would you get back with a guy after like 5 years maybe?
No.
He's just out of the books.
Out of the books.
Wow. That's
Because I feel like once you cheat, like, you would do it again.
I feel like it's different. It all depends on the situation because it's different when it's just a physical thing or like you're emotionally attached to that girl, right? Because if it's just physical, for guys, it's like if it's just physical and it's a one night thing and you just had to get it out of your system, then it's maybe not so bad as I actually like this girl.
I feel like getting it out of your system means you're not happy in the relationship.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you need to be with somebody else, like to have sex with them or whatever it is, then you're not getting pleasure from your spouse.
It's still an emotional thing.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like guys could cheat with no emotion attached.
No, but it's
Like-
not like that. It's saying that
Not
like you're
being
cheating.
attached to the girl that they're
Yeah.
having sex with, but you're not fully invested in the relationship
Yeah.
you're in.
And you're not
Yeah.
satisfied. You're not satisfied enough to go to another girl. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you were saying guys. Do you think girls can cheat?
Oh no, girls are very emotionally attached, I feel. So if you're cheating, then it's like not.
It's always emotional,
Wait.
it's never physical.
So you think girls are always emotionally attached, even if they're not in a relationship? Let's say just a girl and a guy hook up, a girl's always emotionally invested.
No. I'm talking about you're in
Cheating.
a relationship. You're cheating on somebody else. It's because you're emotionally attached to this guy.
The other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
But you're thinking guys can do it, like,
Without emotion.
I don't know if I fully believe that. I feel like a guy can do it unemotionally, and I think a girl can too, and it not mean anything. No, but if a guy's cheating, it's because he's not satisfied, and when a girl cheats, she's not satisfied with something. Because if you love someone so much, like the last thing you want to do is hurt them.
Yeah, very true.
That's
Very
true.
true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you guys give access to your phone to your boyfriend?
Yep.
Like he knows your password
Yes.
and he can go through it whenever he wants.
Yep.
It's funny because whenever, like, I know Adam's password, but he changes it, and I'm like, why'd you change it? He's like, I change it once a month. I'm like,
Why?
but why? He's like, just in case, like, somebody goes in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, so what's your new password? And I don't even do it to, like, go through his phone, because I wouldn't go through his phone.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I feel like when someone's hiding something, they'll change their password. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, do you think you should ask him for your password or he should tell you?
I asked.
I don't think he should tell me, or like, if I ask him, like, oh, what's your password? And he's like, oh, I'm not telling you. I feel like That's weird.
I don't say you change your password. I need to know your password. What is it? Like, I'm like, oh, can I look this up?
Exactly.
And his phone's locked. I'm like, oh, what's your password?
Yeah.
What if he takes the phone, just unlocks it?
I always feel like someone's hiding something when they do that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I feel
what?
like-
So, like, okay, so Adam has like a bunch of group chats with his guys, and like there's like naked girls on the group chat that they send. Like, obviously, classic guys, like
Classic.
Wow.
not
wow.
overgeneralization.
Generalizing
Classic
over here.
guys.
Classic.
Overgeneralization before anyone comes at me, but I like don't mind that. I'm like, okay, whatever. They're just sending it. It's fine.
So wait, hold on. Let's pause for a second. Adam's sending these nudes.
No, Adam's not sending these
Okay.
news. They're like all the other
Yeah,
guys that are
all the
single.
guys.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's not sending them.
I guess I'll never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't like sharing my password for my phone.
With
Yeah.
your
Don't?
girl or just in
No,
general?
yeah, I just in general, I just don't like sharing my password. It's like my phone, so why do
Does
you have
your
to look at it?
does your girl know your password?
No,
Do you know her password?
no.
Why?
Why do I need her number? I mean, her password. Why does she need my password? I feel
Why
like
don't you need it? Like, why?
Why are you
What's
hiding
wrong
it?
with having it?
This girl said, "What do you hide?"
yeah, I don't know. It's like I have my personal things and she has her personal things, so it's like
Yeah, I get that.
If it's like both ends, then it's fine.
yeah, it's like a mutual thing.
I feel like it's all about trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if she
Yeah.
trusts you, you trust her.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you don't need to share that.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's when you ask though, what's your passcode? I feel like for
Like,
some
no,
reason.
you said.
Yeah, and they're like, no, I'm
But
not
I
telling
could
you.
definitely just take my phone and unlock it for you.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, so I guess the moral of the story is that cheating is bad.
Yes.
Don't do it.
We shouldn't be doing it. But yeah, on that note, that wraps up the episode. And how about you give the people your social medias where they could find you?
At Julia Rayo _
It is Nour Kubursi 1. NOURKUBURSI 1.
All right, cool. So that was episode 8 of MLT Podcast. Peace.
Peace.